But what about this? As like some final topics, Foxtrot, since obviously I'll have different shows, different guests and all, give me this premise, right? Who do you think, as of right now, before any quarterfinals are played, who wins Worlds? Who's your team that you're taking?
I think Damwon wins Worlds. I think they've looked. That's the easy answer. They've looked the cleanest. Obviously, they're 6-0, but I just think they know what to do at lots of stages of the game, and they don't make a lot of mistakes compared to other teams. So when you're not making as many mistakes, it's hard to get punished. Obviously, that sounds really dumb to say, but that's just how you win League of Legends games, right? You especially if you're trying to make a comeback, you just wait for the other team to make a mistake. I think Damwon's too good in the lane phase, and they don't make enough mistakes for teams to consistently beat them, which you need to do in a best of 5.
Who do you have, Rich?
I mean, if it guns to my head, I pick Damwon, and I just think that Damwon. The problem with Damwon, the reason why I think that they are so hard to beat is just because their early game is so good. I don't actually think their mid to late game is that amazing. I think it's clean, it's solid, it's definitely decent, but I think they enter into those phases of the game most of the time with comfortable leads, so it's rarely tested that much. And when games are close, as I said, if you go look back at the Mad Damwon series, when they were close in gold, Mad were winning the team fight. So I don't think they're like the best team fighting team in the world or something like that. I just think they're like Rogue on steroids and without the mid-game fumbles. But for the purposes of being that guy, I'm going to say Mad. I'm going to say Mad win what, and this is based off of, and I admit this is kind of like again, no, if a gun's to my head, I don't bet on Mad.
Of course.
So far as that, I've discarded Damwon as the obvious choice. I then go Mad because my theory on this is that if Damwon are going to lose, I think it will be in their first series that they play. I also think that there is big upset potential. I consider there to be more upset potential than I think most do with this series. I think there's precedence for that, which I don't think people are giving enough stock to, which is that they went 5 games last time, and that it wasn't just that Mad had some crazy level 1s or something and then skirted to the game because their fucking AD carry went into lane with 3 kills or something. No, they were playing those games out to even states and then better at team fighting. So I think if someone beats Damwon, I think it's Mad. And I think if Mad beat Damwon, then you don't look at any other series beyond that point and put them second best necessarily. So yeah, I actually, and to sort of frame this more fairly, if Mad were on the other side of the bracket, I would actually bet on Mad to meet in the final. Against Damwon. I actually would. That would be my genuine pick because again, I said this way before Worlds. I said, do not be surprised if all 3 EU teams go out in groups because 2 of them aren't that good and 1 of them is Mad, who are horrendous at best of 1s. Mad are really good at best of 5s. They sort of grow into a series. The game 1 is just information for them. You're just feeding them information. You're feeding them your best picks and they will just adapt to you as and when they choose. And also something that Mad really understand as well is comfort. So many people in League of Legends, especially coaches and analysts, still massively underrate comfort, and they're so high on their own supply that they will just constantly think that they've like mastered the meta and because I saw this and that, I know that this is really good and actually this is like a sleeper pick into this.
Sure.
And disregard player comfort so much. Mad don't do that at all. If Armu identifies a scenario where Wukong is semi-viable and he doesn't think the other lane is that good, he'll pick it, and 9 times out of 10 it will actually work for him. And so much of that is predicated, or I would say 90% of that is predicated on his comfort level on the champion, not because it was actually a super optimum pick in that scenario. And I think when you get deep into these kinds of series, people should default to comfort a lot more than they do. And very often when you see teams do default to comfort late in series, they usually win those games, in my experience. So yeah, again, Damwon, but I'm happy to say like my official pick is Mad. Like I actually think they would be my second best BO5 team.
Right, here's the thing. Even though I totally get it, like I agree, if I really had a gun to my head, I would just pick Damwon and be boring and just say they'll win. I actually do think that there's a very reasonable chance that EDG can win Worlds, and I'll give you why. Because first of all, I think Damwon will win the other side of the bracket. So it's essentially who can beat Damwon at that point in time. And I actually think EDG is the only fucking team in this tournament who can activate what everyone sees as the obvious glaring hole, which is EDG has the best bot lane and Damwon Damwon has far from the best bot lane. So Viper and Mako, if they can get them going, they can fucking make that a gap. They can make that a win condition for themselves. And so in that scenario, now you're in an even more dangerous version of what you said earlier about Mad versus Damwon. Now it's like, can Damwon get enough laning leads from top side of the map that it's irrelevant the fact that in theory the power fucking bot lane will wreck us in the team fights? Then I think also you got to look at their angle, which is the top laner of Damwon is one of those players I don't fucking bet in favour of, Khan. Like, this guy has let me down too many times. And I have to say, it would be the most fucking Khan thing of all time to get to the final with a team that previously won Worlds. By the way, he joined FPX the year after they won Worlds. He did fuck all. He's previously played at SKT, admittedly years earlier with Champion. Like, this guy just goes to World Championship orgs and doesn't win Worlds. Like, it would be the most, because if you don't know, it's his last tournament ever. It would be the most Khan way ever to fuck up and just lose the thing after looking, by the way, brilliant in the rest of the tournament, and then just walk off into the sunset with people just booing him like, boo, you piece of shit. Like, that would just unfortunately be the ultimate, like, fucking cherry on the top of the shit cake that's been his career. So it's sad because he is a great player, but man, he has the fucking anti-intangibles when he's in the big moment. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. And the problem is, since I did bet on him early in his career, I always doubly punish motherfuckers who betray me. Like, it's even an analytical thing I do in CS. You'll just watch out for it, fans. Watch, it's an Easter egg. If I ever bet on him and they betray me, I'm their fucking worst critic for the rest of the tournament. I see everything that's wrong with him. And then, so yeah, there's the main angles. So I will say, like, I do think, especially based on what we've seen so far, it should obviously be Damwon. And I know people are going to go, you're out of your mind. Fuck, you mean EDG, the team that lost to T1? First of all, it's a best of one. And then they lost to 100 Thieves in the most meaningless game ever at the end of the group, you fucking moron. Like, no one gives a shit. That's why I say, y'all are overrating certain upsets. Like, that's an upset that doesn't matter. Oh, so finally, when you had no chance to win anymore, you could actually pull out a real game. Who gives a fuck? That may as well be a fucking exhibition game at that point in time. That may as well be the fucking Harlem Globetrotters against the Washington Generals. Who gives a shit? It's not the NBA Finals, is it, motherfucker? So I think when it actually comes down to it, assuming they get past RNG, as we said, they're almost certainly going to win the semi-finals. If they get to the final, I think they'll play Damwon. I'm hyped for this matchup. I think it could be the best matchup of the tournament. I think it's actually a rare chance that they could win. I'll also throw in there, just as a random detail, I also think it would just be hilarious, because if you know, right, Flandre is a player back in the day in the LPL, it was probably a bit underrated by Westerners because his team never made it to Worlds. So they didn't know he was like one of the best top laners, but he was on like questionable teams or borderline good teams. It would also just be hilarious to see every idiot probably tell me like now he's like the greatest top laner ever when he wins at the end of his fucking career and he's not even close to the best player on his team, because that's just the way it is in League of Legends. All the narratives have to be crafted to specifically target me and trigger me for some reason, except for that whole thing where Reckless always fucks up Worlds and cries. That's like the universe throwing me a bone after it fucks me over all the time. It's like, okay, I'll take that, do the fucking trade meme. Actually, you look like you could be the trade meme, Foxdrop. Like, I offer you TSM must win a bunch. Okay, don't really think I like this trade, but Reckless will cry 3 times and put, you know what? Now you look at it, yeah, that weighs up pretty good, actually. I'll take that deal. I'll take that trade. Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.